All right, it is hard to know where to start today, so bear with me. This is not primarily a show about, for example, celebrity gossip or crimes involving celebrities. This is not primarily a show about mass shootings, although we talk about them. This is not primarily a show about anti Semitism or domestic terrorism or Australia, but it is a show about how can we get to a point where Homo sapiens, humans on this planet, can live the fullest, freest, most rewarding, and healthy lives based on everything we know, based on how wealthy we've gotten as a species, and based on the technology and government and sociocultural aspects of being a human on planet Earth, right? That's like the super big picture of what this show is about. This weekend was really a rough one, showing the worst and arguably some of the best of humanity as well, but a lot of the worst. And so, in no particular order, we saw a mass shooting at Brown University in Rhode Island, 2 students killed, 9 wounded. And as of this moment that I'm recording, the shooter is still at large. As usual, Trump's FBI director, Kash Patel, publishing statements that end up not being true about suspect, person of interest, custody, this, that, the other thing. As of this moment, the shooter is still at large. Listen to this disgusting detail, which tells you so much about the state of the United States right now. At least 2 current Brown University students, Mia Tretta and Zoe Weissman, who were in their dorms during this particular shooting, had experienced other school shootings before. In other words, this shooting at Brown is not the first one that an institution which they attend is plagued with. So that is one incident over the weekend. We also had an incident of anti-Semitic terrorism in Australia at a park near a beach in Sydney. And this was during a Hanukkah celebration last night. As some of you know, we celebrated the first night of Hanukkah. And 2 shooters believed to be a father-son duo, one in his 50s, one in his 20s, have, as of this moment, killed 15 people, including a child. One of the shooters is dead. 42 people were also injured. Police later found and removed a suspected homemade bomb from a car belonging to one of the 2 shooters. This was a deliberate attack on Jewish people. The deadliest mass shooting in Australia since the Port Arthur massacre in 1996, almost 30 years ago, and the deadliest incident of terror in Australian history. Now, are there some glimmers here? Are there silver linings in the midst of terrible tragedy? Well, I can give you 2 because we're desperate for something. First of all, a civilian who happens to be Muslim himself, Ahmed al-Ahmed, courageously disarmed one of the shooters and prevented who knows how many additional deaths. He is believed to be a 43-year-old man, father of 2 girls, tackled one of the shooters, seized the gun, was later shot himself. We have the video. The video is not graphic. You are going to see Ahmed al-Ahmed in the white shirt going up behind the shooter and disarming the shooter. Look at this. Oh! And notice, by the way, notice that after taking the long gun from the shooter, Ahmed could have killed the shooter and did not. And he is now in custody. Now, this gentleman happens to be Muslim. And at a time of such anti-Semitism, the significance of this act is not lost on me. What an incredible piece of video. Another glimmer, despite this being a disgusting and terrible, terrible tragedy. These incidents are really rare in Australia, and it's a reminder that you actually can achieve things through legislation that relates to gun safety. If you look at the list of such events in Australia, they are so uncommon that the last mass violence event in Australia was in 2024. It was a stabbing where no one was killed. Before that, it was 2018, a stabbing where there was 1 killed and 2 injured. Before that was 2017, 1 killed, 3 injured. All tragedies. But compare this to the United States. Yesterday, we had 3 mass shootings in the United States. Yesterday, Sunday. On Saturday, there was just one, which is rare in this country that there's only one mass shooting. It was the Brown University event that I already talked about. But this month, we have had 12 mass shootings in the United States. So the silver lining is, as humans, as Homo sapiens, gun safety laws don't prevent everything, but Australia is proof that they do reduce it dramatically. Another story of note over the weekend, early this morning, late last night, Rob Reiner, the actor, director, producer, political activist, and his wife, Michele, were found dead in their home in Los Angeles. Now, the details are still sparse. Both found dead from apparent stab wounds. It is being investigated as a homicide. A lot of incorrect things put out that I won't repeat because we don't yet know all of the details. Regardless, you might say, well, why does that get attention and not someone killed in random gun violence elsewhere? That's how our media ecosystem works. But regardless, the point here is just a reminder of the pointless, senseless violence. You know, we have all of these things that we can't stop. Death from natural disasters, death from disease that we haven't yet conquered, all of these causes of death. Given how fragile life is, these pointless, optional acts of violence are just a reminder of the sickness that we have in society. So this was a rough weekend. This was a very, very rough weekend, touching so many different elements of the worst of humanity, with some glimmers there that remind us that there are still good people out there. And really, it's most of the people. We'll keep covering all of these stories as more information is available. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.